With 23 women in the Senate, life is finally changing. Like just this month, as ranking member of the Rules Committee, I worked with Senator Tammy Duckworth to make one small change to the Senate rules. Our idea, in the year 2018, maybe we could allow a new mom or dad to bring their baby to the floor for votes. Well, taking on this cause, I soon found out that they hadn't allowed anyone new on the floor since 1997, and the last time they did it, it was for a dog. So this took months. At first, some people suggested allowing Tammy to vote from the cloakroom instead of the Senate floor. Senator Duckworth lost both her legs fighting for our country when her helicopter went down in Iraq. And the cloakroom is not wheelchair accessible unless you go through the Senate floor. So that was not okay for Tammy, and it wasn't okay for me. Then they said, well, why don't we just make one exception just for Tammy? And we said, no, we want a rule that's in place for the Senate for the future because it's changing. And that is when Orrin Hatch said, and he said this publicly, so, well, what if we had 10 babies on the floor? What would happen then? And I wanted to say, we have more than 10 babies on the floor every single day. But I actually said, if we had 10 moms who could have 10 babies on the floor, that would be the best thing that could ever happen to this place. But then, no, it got crazier. Would the baby have to abide by the Senate dress code? Number of questions I fielded on this. Really, no. The baby would not have to wear a skirt or pants or a tie, and the baby could actually wear a little cap, and this was a real shocker. The baby would not have to wear shoes, orthopedic or not. Yes, there is a special Senate rule allowing for orthopedic shoes. One senior senator asked me, well, what if the baby cries and disrupts things? And I said, don't worry about the baby being disruptive. If she gets too loud, we'll just hush her up by having Michael Cohen pay her $130,000. It's like no big deal at all. We can handle this. Besides, I said, if we let the baby on the floor, she could be one of the only people in the Senate who actually understands how Facebook works. It would be great. At one point of great absurdity, the male senators, this is true, sent a woman senator to me as an emissary to ask me if Senator Duckworth intended to nurse her baby on the floor. I assured her that no, she didn't plan to nurse the baby on the floor, but I didn't really want to let it end at that. So during a briefing on Syria, a classified briefing, 4 of them that had kind of asked this question, older guys were in the front row. I went up, took a seat behind him, poked him in the back, and a really loud whisper said, I hear you guys had a question about breastfeeding? No, we don't. Eventually, I just pulled a Dr. Seuss on them, and everything was fine. She will not change a diaper on the floor. She will not nurse a baby by the door. She will not feed it in the house. She will be as quiet as a mouse. She will not burp it during work. Please quit acting like a jerk.